Are you a busy professional who market, but you don't even know where to start? You don't know what to do. Well, stick around. This video is for you. Today, I'm going to talk about, listen, this topic is very close to home, okay? Right? I'm going to be talking about, do you buy gifts for your kids on their birthday? Or do you buy them a share in a company? Okay. Now, if we're thinking to build wealth, and let me start with this story. I was watching The Resident. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this show. And one of the couples, they were getting ready to have a baby. And I don't know if the author knew what they were doing or the director knew what they were doing, but I caught it. So there was a rich dad and a poor dad. You see what happened there? Right? Or a rich granddad and a poor granddad. And so they were getting ready for the baby shower, and the two granddads were having a conversation. So the poor granddad comes in with a car seat and he goes, "Yeah, I got a car seat," but of course the rich granddad had nothing. And so he was like, "Well, what do you have?" "Well, I opened her a Roth." "What? What are you saying?" And he was looking like, "What?" Now, I say this to say, and I think he also talked about some ETFs. Now, I might be getting this a little mixed up, but essentially what he was trying to say was he bought this grandbaby shares, stocks, right? And so here this one comes in with a car seat and all these other tangible things that are going to go away in 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years. He's thinking long term. What are we doing? How are we setting our kids up for wealth building? How are we setting our generations up to gain or to inherit wealth? These are the things we got to think about. Now, it's always a dilemma. I have 2 boys, and it's always a dilemma. I tried the party thing. I did it for each of them at one. I said, okay, for the second one, I said, I'm just going to do it because I did it for the first one. I hated it. The kid is crying. Everybody's like, he's crying. They're both crying at one. Actually, one of them, he wasn't crying, but they're not going to remember. And we spent about $500, maybe $6, maybe $7. I don't even remember. But we're decorating. We are buying cupcakes. We're buying candies. We're doing all of this, right? They're not going to remember, and it's money wasted. And so I decided I'm never doing that. Maybe when they grow older, I'll consider it. But 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we're not doing that. Instead, they're going to thank mommy and daddy when they grow older and they get portfolios with money to set them up for their future. What we do instead of buying our kids candies and stuff like that, we set up a budget. And so what we do is we say, okay, let's say, for instance, we say $500. Let's say we're giving them $500 for their birthday. We will say, okay, 10% of this budget, or whatever we don't spend, we invest. And so being the person I am, I try to spend very minimal amount of the money that we budget. I'm like, do we want to have a party? That's going to cost a lot of money. Let's just take them to the zoo, or let's just take them to a place that they like, or the park. Because the kids, they're so easy to please. You take them to the park, buy them a cupcake. It's their birthday and they're excited. You buy them ice cream, right? Anyways, I digress. The moral of the story is I buy my kids stocks for their birthday, shares. And I am not going to lie. They're going to be people, when they come to you, what do you want for their birthday? What is such what? And, to appease them, I'll send them an Amazon registry link with clothes and shoes. And I'm like, yeah. When I tell them, well, you can send us the money and we buy them shares in the company. Some people are like, but what, for real though, what do you want? And I'm like, for real, I'm buying my kids stocks. What do you mean? I understand it's not normal among, the lower percentile of folks, but that's what we need to start thinking about. right? Even if it's not stocks in, let's say, the stock market. Let's say you want to buy shares, or let's say you just want to invest in something else. But don't just waste that money on, toys that my kids don't even use toys. They come in my office all the time. I might be venting here, huh? But the point here is, consider Christmas is coming up, right? And so the best thing to give your kids for Christmas, shares in a company that will get compound growth over time, right? We've been investing for our kids since they were ye high, right? My 5-year-old now, we were investing since he was 1. My 3-year-old, of course, we've been investing since he wasn't even born. So their money is going to be compounding and compounding and compounding and compounding. We don't even look to sell their shares in their company, right? In their companies. You see, they're already shareholders in companies, right? At 3 and 5. So you want to think like that. That's what the wealthy does. So we need to stop buying the Nike shoes and buy a share in Nike. We need to stop buying the McDonald's food and buy a share in McDonald's, right? And I can't think about other toys because I don't remember them. You need to stop going to Amazon to buy things and buy a share in Amazon for your kids, right? They will thank you. Now, I'm not saying don't ever buy toys. There are a few of our friends who just insist. There were a few of our aunts and uncles who just insist. But they've gotten used to now. We've had these conversations. So, they're not going to all warm up to it. But we say if nobody buys it, at least we're going to buy them their shares. Okay? So that's something you can think about in order to build wealth for your family, build a legacy for your kids. Buy them shares for birthday, for Easter, whatever these different holidays that people come up with for you to buy a gift for the kid. Christmas especially coming up. Shares in a company. Now, if you've stayed this long, thank you for digging what's on this channel. Thank you for sticking around. We would love for you to like and subscribe, and share the video with someone you know so we can bridge that wealth gap together. That is our journey here on this channel, and we would love for you to take part in it. And so also, we do have free resources for you. We have our free webinar every week. You can click the link below to just join and listen to how we talk about and break down how to invest in the stock market, even if you're a busy professional. We also have a free PDF that you can grab below. And this PDF talks about the 5 ultimate moves to dominate the stock market. So thank you for tuning in. Until next time, see ya.